Okay, welcome back. Next on the list is St. Maud, which has to be possibly the most sinister piece of work I've ever seen at the cinema. And yet it's based on religion. Kind of makes sense. So I have a feeling this film will either infuriate the deeply religious or actually make them laugh out loud. I'm certain if someone walked out of church after Sunday service and into town and spotted a poster of Morfydd Clark, like, looking like Jesus, it would be met immediately with like, what the fuck kind of reaction. Not only is she sort of stood there embodying him, but she genuinely is his doppelganger on the poster. It's hilarious. So probably the best element of this film is some of the powerful scenes, but I'll get to that later. But it's the contrasting lifestyles of Maud and the rest of the world, how separated she is, living in this like dank, wet bedsit and only having interest in one thing, which is her religion, which has completely consumed her actually to the point of reenacting Jesus' crucifixion. It's at the other end of her body, which sounds so dodgy, but if you ever watch it, you'll see what I mean. It's saddening though, and this, like, combined with her loneliness, has to pose the question: how is it all going to end? In addition, mental health meets religion here, and it's written and performed brilliantly, especially when Morfydd's character begins to sort of leave her shy shell and starts developing into something a hell of a lot more powerful. Is Maud experiencing a mental health crisis, or is she so incredibly devoted to her religion that she's actually managed to open a door to a different realm? That's kind of what the film, that's what it kind of portrays throughout, and it does it brilliantly. It's set also atop the dreary background of Scarborough, which I'm sure is lovely during the day, but it creates, it sort of contributes even to the sort of bleak atmosphere and the isolation of Maud herself. I think, the premise that may be limited, this young nurse going about her daily job, but the tense drama that means you get to witness the religious torment she experiences with powerful, punchy scenes. So, shit sandwich, the bad bits. If you really wanted me to state the bad bits of this film, I'd have to say there's a few scenes that drag and are tediously boring, sort of slow, talky-walky moments that would probably send some people to sleep. It reminds me actually of one of those films that you know when you're on the sofa or chair, whatever you're sitting late at night, where you're just, nothing much is happening and it's very drab, and you're kind of, you were shadowed anyway before the film started, and then bang, something happens on screen where your eyes, you're like, what the fuck was that? Is there a fire or something falling down? Yeah, it's one of those. So it's very softly lit, very very dank, and it's just, yeah, it's one of those that would probably send you off. Yeah, it's dull in places, very dull, similar to sort of a BBC period drama set in a massive wooden mansion or something. Yeah. I think also it wasn't really worthy of being up on the big screen. It's more of your sort of late night BBC type, period drama production. It's similar to one of those 3 or 4 parters that you get on BBC Three. In fact, I think BBC Three's ratings would have soared if this little gem was actually screened. So yeah, it can be boring and dire, but they're the bad bits. Moving on quite swiftly because I'm at 4 minutes already. Fuck. So the best element of St. Maud has to be the suspense bubbling throughout. The protagonist, she's so spiritually and emotionally overwhelmed by Jesus himself that it actually poses the question: will Jesus or some other type, another angel? Jesus wasn't an angel, but yeah. If I'm trying not to tread on religious toes, will Jesus or an angel appear? Will someone actually, visit Maud? it very subtly sort of keeps you on your toes with that aspect, wondering what the fuck's going to happen, basically, as it hurtles towards the end. Yeah. There's also the clash between Maud and Amanda. So, yeah, I think Amanda, played by Jennifer Ehle, fucking hell, I don't know how to say her surname. Yeah, played by Jennifer L. There's a big clash in both personalities and religious beliefs, which is brilliant. And yeah, another element, I suppose, that in addition to this, are the dramatics, especially during the scenes of where Maud is taking care of Amanda. It spirals into this like deep obsession, and then it goes dark. Yeah, her religious principles take full force. They take over, and the chemistry in Elle and Clark it's just perfect as their relationship begins to escalate. They play it though with such elegance and passion that I cannot fault both of them. It's similar to something you'd see on a sort of Broadway stage. It's the theatrics and the drama is just fantastic. Yes, very, very good there. So yeah, I could feel my eyes, luckily nothing else, bulging during the stairgasm scene, I call it, where Maud is she's so touched, like literally she's so touched by Jesus or God or something, that she literally can't get up a staircase. So she's trying to climb the stairs. She's stepping, and then she's just like, oh my God, even though she's English, so that was a British accent. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Please, I don't care who you are, whether you enjoy the film or not, please keep your eyes peeled when Maud begins to climb a staircase. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, rehearsing that must have been interesting. So, yeah, I think, yes, so honestly, someone did that in an actual church, they'd be exiled for life. The final few seconds, believe me, the final few seconds of this film are so incredible that I was in awe as I sat there. And this was this was just after, I think, lift of first lockdown. The cinema had started to get quite a bit more packed, so there was a hell of a lot more people. And I specifically remember in the final few seconds of Saint Maud, sort of people exclaiming and commenting very, very quickly, and these, people having conversations as it happened on screen. Most of us have seen a film or a TV program that includes a certain scene that just shakes you up. It sends a lightning bolt of shivers through you. I think with me, it's Final Destination 3. If you've ever seen Final Destination 3, two girls, they go for a sunbed session and end up frying. So yeah, it's that kind of thing. When the scene ends and you're like, it just sends that shivers through you, and it just shocks you to the core. Yeah. So this, yeah, Saint Maud did that in the final few seconds. I'm not going to waffle on because I know I'm starting to sound like I'm not getting around to the point. It does that though. It totally did that for me. Yeah. So I won't go into any more detail without spoiling the film's conclusion, but I can almost guarantee you'll either switch off and think, what the fuck was that? Or you'll be sort of shakily satisfied. Personally, yeah, Saint Maud, I found it half boring, half intriguing. The finale, it sends you off with a complete confusion. It was fantastic. The drama between the lead characters, brilliant. Yeah, there's not a lot more I can say. If you do get the chance, I would seriously suggest giving it a go. If you know someone who's very, very deeply devout and religious, probably tell them to steer clear. Yeah, I hope I've made sense during this, because yeah, the my passion sort of took over there, especially during the staregasm bit. Give it a go. You will either, I think, despise it, you really will, or you will thoroughly enjoy it. But Jesus, oh, wrong word. But Jerusalem, the ending is, it's just implausible and spectacular, and didn't think it would happen. Yeah, right, I'm going before I ruin any more. Thanks for watching. Didn't mean for it to be 10 minutes. Have a good day, y'all.